So, it has been a while. It's been quite a while since I've uploaded anything to YouTube that wasn't a short. And I just thought I would take this opportunity to explain what's been going on. And first off, I'm going to start with my purple hair. If you don't actually watch me on Twitch, you probably haven't had the chance to see that my hair is purple. It's been purple since May. It was something I offered to my community if I reached either 30 subs or 500 followers, and the day I announced that, everyone was like really sweet. And you know, actually a friend of mine on Twitch, he actually put down money for those subs to make sure my hair would be purple. So my hair has in fact been purple since May. And also I just my hair has been purple since May. So that's one thing that's happened. Another thing that has happened is I actually have kind of found my niche in talking about Final Fantasy VII, which is in fact my favorite game. It has been my favorite game since I was 14 years old, so about 15 years now. And, you know, I've really gotten to interact with some really great guys. Clark of SEAL Team 7 had me on his show, and we talked about Marlene and the Cetra and a bunch of really interesting things regarding Remake, and I hope you go and watch it. There should be a link below. I've also been asked to speak on a show with Sector 6, so that's really exciting. And you should go and subscribe to his channel. Again, link will be below. So I've been busy appearing on other shows with other Final Fantasy VII content creators, and that's been really exciting for me. And during all this, I've been trying to make my own content. And for anybody who found me from the Sephiroth, a Ward of Shinra video, I am in fact working on a second Final Fantasy VII lore deep dive video, and it's specifically related to Shinra and their recruitment of child soldiers. And I didn't actually expect this video to be what it's turning into. It's kind of exciting. It's been really exciting watching it evolve and become something bigger than I imagined. I'm doing a lot of research. One of the books that I'm picking up, this is a book that I've had since college for my Asian Wars class. It's called The Pacific War 1931 to 1945, and it's especially related to what Japan was doing during this war. And I think it's going to be very important in relation to understanding the depiction of Shinra and Soldier and all of that. So I'm really excited with that. I'm also hoping that I can get a very good friend of mine to appear and give some commentary from a psychological standpoint, who also did a panel specifically for child soldiers in Japanese media. So here's fingers crossed that that'll happen. I still have to write the script. That's where I'm at with that video. I'm writing the script. I do have a thumbnail planned already. And Patreon members, if you support me on Patreon, you can take a look at that thumbnail. And that's also one of the best ways to support me, is either through Patreon or Twitch. Furthermore, another thing that's keeping me really busy right now is I have a Fiverr account where I do freelance editing related to manuscripts, novels, essays, things like that. And I recently just got a pretty big project that I'm in the middle of working on. So there's that. That's taking up a lot of my time outside of script writing. I'm also back to Final Fantasy VII. I got my hands on a copy of MJ Gallagher's Norse Myths that inspired Final Fantasy VII. It's a really good read. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm learning quite a bit, actually. So I'm still reading that. I'm excited for his second novel, Greek Myths that inspired Final Fantasy VII, that he's planning a Kickstarter for. I don't believe the Kickstarter is quite up yet, but there will be links to that below as well. I'm also dabbling with the idea of doing some voice acting. I need to re-record for a role that I'm hoping to get in a specific mod, but we'll see. I'm not an experienced voice actress or anything, but it's something I've always wanted to at least try. And currently, now that I've started my Doki Doki Literature Club stream, we're doing that on Sundays for the foreseeable future until we beat that. I've been dabbling in doing some voice acting with all the girls, so that's been fun. It's fun doing voices for the characters, and the community seems to enjoy it, which I'm glad. Let's see, what else have I been up to? Oh, I have started learning Chinese, Mandarin Chinese. So if you don't know, if you haven't been here that long, I do speak Korean, very, like, it's like an intermediate level. I studied abroad in Korea. So, and I taught myself a lot of the Korean that I do know. And then I ended up getting the critical language scholarship. But the thing is I haven't actually done anything with the language since, because life just has been crazy and it's thrown me all around. But I am actually dating someone who has Chinese heritage, and his family, his parents especially, and his cousins, they all still speak Mandarin Chinese. And so it's something that's always been important to me, that if I were to be with somebody who speaks a different language than me, or their family speaks a different language than me, it's something that's been really important to me to then at least learn enough that I can communicate with them in their native language. And so I've taken up learning Mandarin Chinese all on my own. And I have a good friend of mine who I actually met in college, who was learning Korean. She is learning Mandarin Chinese alongside me, so it's something we're doing together. And I can't wait till I get enough words that I can start using my boyfriend to help me with my speaking practice, because the tones are something I'm probably going to need a lot of help with. But yeah, that's been exciting, learning Chinese. And I'm also in the middle of reworking my resume and looking for part-time work so that I can afford to pay off my student loans. And I'm trying to figure out what kind of career path I would like. I mean, with Twitch, like, I love Twitch and I love content creation. I just don't know if right now, with the way things are, if it's a viable thing for me to do for the foreseeable future. Like, I would still love to do it, but I do need to find something to supplement my income. I need something to help me with that. So I'm considering I majored in Asian studies. I'm kind of at a loss because I don't want to teach. I really don't want to teach, but any other work that I could find with my knowledge in Korean history and culture, like, I would have to go back for my master's, first of all. I'd probably have to get some kind of experience in archaeology or something. I don't think my speaking ability is strong enough to become a translator. So, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. My problem is I can see so many potential, like, paths that I could take, and it's just deciding which way to go, because each one of them is going to require that I go into it, like, head on, like, completely, just, like, dedicate my time to it and really focus on it to get myself to a place where I can feel accomplished and comfortable. So that's kind of where I'm stuck right now. Like, I've thrown around the idea of getting into the gaming industry. I've thrown around the idea of getting into the publishing industry. Like, I don't know. And my problem is I feel like I'm missing some key ingredients in my experiences to help me really push into those fields, but we'll see. But yeah, so that's what's been going on with me. I'm also, just for people that aren't aware, if you don't watch Twitch but you still like to watch people do live streams, or if you've missed a stream that you'd like to see, I am attempting currently on my second YouTube channel to upload in its entirety, like, all of my VODs. Unfortunately, for Final Fantasy X-2, which is what I'm currently uploading right now, I forgot to save the footage of the last day of streaming. So that you won't be able to watch me beat the game, unfortunately. But I'm still going to upload everything. And yeah, I guess that's it. If any of this, if you have any questions, like, please feel free to ask, or if you have any advice, I'd like to hear that too. I just wanted to let people know that, like, I promise I'm not being lazy. I'm just incredibly busy. I have so much going on in my life. Just trying to figure out what to do, where to go, and also trying to be as productive as possible. And I don't know, like, there's a part of me that feels a little lost, and there's a part of me that feels like excited because it feels like I've seen a lot of growth just in the past few months. But then there's another part of me that feels like it's not enough just for what I need in life. Like, it has nothing to do with how I feel about my community members who watch me and love me and support me and, like, you know, hang out with me. Like, they're great and I love that, but like, financially, I need something else so that I don't just crash and burn, because I do have student loans that I have to pay, and just, you know, I'm not making enough with Twitch. I don't have enough YouTube subscribers, and yeah, so it's stressful. It's stressful trying to find a balance, trying to figure out what I want to do. But if you want to support me, if you've just happened upon this video and have decided that you're so inclined, you can follow me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Lully__bunny. It's 2 underscores. You can find me on Patreon as Lully Bunny. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of which will be linked below or in my About Me section on YouTube. But yeah, I'm hoping that I will be able to get my Chrono Trigger highlight video up. And for anyone interested, this week, Sunday, we're doing day 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club. And then Monday and Wednesday, I am beginning my first playthrough of Final Fantasy VIII at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to watch me play that game and experience it for the very first time, please feel free to hang out with me on Twitch. But other than that, I need to get back to work. I have so many projects that I'm working on. And if you made it to the end of the video, why don't you comment at the bottom your favorite Final Fantasy character. And until then, see you next time. Bye-bye.